Welcome to Lasbandidas Überfall. Today we attack Karin, the Swedish singer, composer and musician. And here's she, Karin in Berlin.
Hi everyone.
So Karin, what are you doing in Berlin now? Is it free time or working time?
It's actually vacation, free time. Because I've been here quite a few times playing, but we never get to see like whatever is actually Berlin. So I thought this time I'm going to go for a vacation.
Does Berlin inspire you or the people here?
It really does. I think Berlin is very laid back, and people, like, if you look a little bit lost in the street, people come up to you and sort of, do you need help? But also I like the extremeness and the possibility to be like, to go, if you want to go to a naked party and be naked, you can do that. If you want to go to like whatever party, really, there's always something for...
You find it here.
Exactly.
When is the next concert in Berlin planned?
I think it's going to be in the autumn at some point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we haven't booked it in yet, but we're talking about making a little tour. I'm writing a new album now.
Cool.
So it's in the middle of that, but I think we have to do some gigs, yeah.
Okay, so you make the new album and go on tour, and the new album, interesting, will be there a new change, or is it like this album? Or
it's going to be a little bit of change, but not as much as before. It's still in the same sort of, it's still quite beat-oriented music, but a little bit more organic maybe. Not so aggressive, maybe a little bit more, a little bit slower maybe.
okay.
Yeah.
So, but also dancey for club music and
Yeah.
this
In the back of the club.
Yeah, in the back of the club. Okay. Work on this album with your brother, is it right?
On some of the songs I've worked with him. I've worked with different people. Some songs I worked with a producer called Barry Bonnet from the UK, and but me and my brother have done 3 songs on this album, so it's a little bit sort of different vibes when you work with different people, and it's nice to sort of go around, and as long as you know what you want to do and what you want to create, sort of, you can experiment with different inputs. I think that's nice.
This is my brother David. It's just me. It's not my truth. There's no mystery. Let's secret. Sailing on each other's seas. Do you feel the tension? Do you feel the tension?
I'm not sure myself why I like the black clothes and why, but there's a certain attraction. I think maybe life has taught me that it isn't actually anything to be afraid of, the dark side. You should just take it and drag it up and look at it. And I think that's what I do sometimes in my lyrics. I write music mostly when I don't feel so good. The people think it's a bit dangerous, but it's not really, not to me. I don't. When people say it's really dark music, I'm like, really?
No, no, the music is not that dark. It's like it's kind of dancey and good, and just the lyrics. But I think that's a cool mix of it. It's a cool, strange darkness or something.
Yeah, and I like to think about and talk about the bigger questions and the big feelings and the passion and the sort of existential things in life, rather than I go to the bar and have a drink or whatever, because I'm not so interested in that. Doesn't sort of get my juices flowing.
When I look on the lyrics, they are very dark lyrics. How did it come to the text, to the lyrics? How do you write this?
Well, it's funny because I wrote that song like a really sunny day in July, and after I had written the song, I actually went to the beach. So for me, when you say it's really dark, I didn't think about it as dark when I wrote it. I just was missing this person very much, and I was devastated because I could never hang out with him because he was always in a different city. And you know that feeling when like everything is perfect in the summer and you're outside, but you just have this like hole inside because you cannot be with the person that you actually want to be with.
Yeah.
So
you feel empty. It's about emptiness.
Exactly, when everything should be perfect, but everything is actually wrong.
Thank you so much, guys, for listening, for coming tonight. It's gonna be a great night out with Roosevelt and Lana Del Rey. Brilliant. But before we go, I want you to give the biggest hand you can possibly get to my brother and drummer, David Parr. Come on. This is the last date of our European tour, and it's the first time in Prague, and you've been wonderful. Thank you so much.
Shadow behind
what is the difference between the music from the past and from now? Did something change in your music, in your life? Or?
After my second album, I was writing like an acoustic album. And I just felt like, oh, this is so boring and there's something wrong with this. And I didn't know what it was. I felt really like depressed and confused because I felt I was doing music that everyone else wanted me to make, but I wanted to do something that I like. So, but I didn't quite know how to do it because I didn't know how to. I listened to a lot of electronic music, but I didn't know how to make it. So, but then I was misdiagnosed with cancer. They said that I had cancer, but when I came to the doctor and he told me that no, they've actually told you the wrong thing. You don't have cancer.
Oh my God!
But it was something that was developing into cancer, so I had to do this operation. But before I knew that it wasn't actually a cancer, when they told me I had cancer, I was like, okay, what am I going to do? And I have to do something. You know, should I sort of travel the world, or should I buy a car, or should I write music? And then everything became really clear, and I realized I want to do music that is more beat orientated, that is tougher, darker, the kind of like stuff that I like.
Yes.
So that's when I have to find the right people to work with and start from scratch, basically. So that's what I did. So that made that was a big change. Out of bad things, like really good things can really come. So that's why I think, like, bad things that happens to you isn't necessarily bad. It can be sort of give birth to something really interesting. And now the music is much more physical, and I love that because I want it to be more physical. When I'm on stage, I feel much more into the music than I did before.
The fashion thing, you have a good style in your music clips.
I like to style myself, but not too much. I think it's everyone, like in my career, always said like, oh, you should, work as a model, whatever. And I was like, yeah, maybe. So I've done a few of those things, but I think it's more because I'm so tall that people think, oh, she's very interested in fashion. I like fashion, but it's not a big.
And also beauty for this job.
Well, oh, thank you.
And, do you have somebody influenced you? Maybe Karl Lagerfeld?
I like a strong look. As a woman, I like to on stage feel powerful. So I do a lot of like wide shoulders. So I feel like, woo, here we go. So I don't like to sort of floaty because I need to feel like a superhero on stage.
Okay, so a little bit of 80s style also.
Yeah.
No
So Karin, behind the music, you also play as an actor, and you're interested in fashion. So how does it come? So tell something about it.
Well, the actor thing was really not something that I tried to become. They just called me and asked me if I wanted this part in a horror movie, and I thought it would be fun. So I did it in the end, but it was not. It's not a career that I've been trying to. I thought it was fun because you're like a large group of people that do something together, and normally as an artist you're a bit more on your own. But yeah, it was cool. But it was basically from the beginning. I had the music for the film, yeah, and then they also asked me to play a part.
But you also play a big part in this film. You were the main actor.
I didn't think I would be, but when I watched it, I was like, I'm there all the time.
It's a Norwegian film production, and how is it called, the film, for the fans?
It's called Hidden.
Do you feel the tension? Do you feel the tension?
And do you have a tip when we want to go to Stockholm sometime, maybe? Which club is your favorite there? Where do you go in Sweden?
Well, I think Debaser is a quite good place. There's two different Debasers, but Debaser Medborgarplatsen is good. And also, if you want to dance and like go clubbing, band, you could go. Yeah, I have a good friend who's always a DJ there. So, but what I really like is to go to like small clubs.
One day you will find me here. A shadow behind the light is so there.
I think that most people can really think for themselves. They don't really need a message from me. But there's a band called Psychic TV and Throbbing Gristle, and they always said that don't do as other people tell you to do. Just do what you think is best. And I always think about that. So that is probably a good message. Stop complaining. Do something about it.
Yes, that's good. So thank you, Karin Park. So have a nice, beautiful, sunny day and join the sun.
Thank you so much. Thank you.